How's it going, everybody? This is Doug with Titan Training, back out on the range for a little training session today. A little different today because I'm trying out a new belt. So I got a Howitzer belt. They're comp belt, threw some double alpha magazine holders on it with a Red Hill tactical holster for my poly PDP. And today's gonna be the first day I'm going to try it out and see how it is. So I'll give you some feedback. I'll have some video of it. We'll talk about the pros and cons. I almost forgot to give a kind of final conclusion after I call it a light 250 round day at the range with the Howitzer belt. So I've done some dry fire work with it, but today was the first day I had the Howitzer Comp belt out with the double alpha mag holders and the Red Hill tactical holster, which I have on other belts. I love the Red Hill personally. So it actually maintains stability. It's very rigid, more rigid than other belts. Like I said earlier, I do have a kind of a large overlap. You can't cut these belts down. They're what size you get is what size you get. So I got an XL, probably should have got a large. So I have probably 8-9 inches of overlap well past the Velcro. It doesn't seem to be that huge a deal. I'm a buckle and front guy, so basically with the inner belt and that overlap, basically the whole forward portion of my body is three layers with the inner. Take it apart real quick. Oh, I'll go over here and take it apart because I gotta ground my pistol. Just to give you a quick view of it. So it seems like there's a lot of bulk there at the front. I was thinking initially that I wasn't gonna like that, but it really didn't affect me that much. So wearing this belt, I was right up to my hanger. I had from this point to my left thumb of overlap. Don't want it to go on under the boss hanger because that would just create another ridge. But rigid, stout, sturdy. They have they sew the outer layer on the top. So I did notice when I was putting the hangers on, they're very snug. You could see how this seam here, which is the outer layer of the Howitzer belt where it's sewed, kind of gets in the way. So I was just trying to fold it down, fold it under. Maybe not ideal, but really not that big of a, doesn't affect the belt at all. And it's on the inside. So you can see I'm past the given Velcro. And then I mount my first mag holder on my flap, so it's kind of center line on me for my first reload. So yeah, I run a bag. I like bags, and I have a chalk holder. But yeah, overall it's a good belt. The thickness really didn't affect me today in shooting it, so I'm gonna put it into practice. Thank you, Howitzer, making a decent product, good product. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Just because I know someone's gonna ask. Before I put this other one on, I'm going to shoot my comp gun here in a second, so I have another belt set up for that. It's set up exactly the same. This is a Core Essential belt. I really like these belts. Not quite as wide. I believe this is a 1.5, and that Howitzer belt's like a 1.75. So not quite as wide, a little bit lighter. I would say not quite as rigid as the Howitzer belt, but the Core Essentials has two things going for it. It's got the ratcheting system. So it's a ratcheting system, which I really like because during a match, I tighten up before I go shoot, finish, gonna have 30, 40 minutes potentially between shooting again in the rotation, loosen it up a little bit, get a little bit more comfort. And the other cool thing, their inner belt that they sell I think they sell it as a kit, or you can buy them separately. Core's inner belt has this belt with the tab on the end with play in it. So when you put this on your pants or your shorts, you find your home, and then when you crank it up and you want to tighten up before you shoot, this just folds under your comp belt and doesn't bind, and it's not this big thick wad if you're trying to tighten up. So it gives you a lot of adjustability with this. All right, so I just put on my Core Essential belt with a different inner belt, not their flex belt that they have. I want to show you, this is the issue that I have, I'm sure other people have, with an inner belt with a ratcheting system. So if you can see this inner belt right here, so I put the core belt on, I ratchet it tight, shooting tight, and you get this bunching of this inner belt on the inside. And if I was to utilize the core inner belt with this flexible material at the tab, you don't get that bunching near as bad. So I'm just lazy today. I'm shooting different belts, different guns, so I'm just leaving the same inner belt on. But yeah, that's one of the strengths of that core belt system with that inner belt. All right, Doug with Titan Training Company. You guys have a good one.